Hi, I'm Neil Enoch and welcome to Train Talk TV, the podcast about all things railroad. This week we ride the Kettle Valley Steam Railroad on the last 10-kilometer section that's running. We visit the Kettle Valley Model Railroad Club and we've got news and events, both past and upcoming for you. Well, this week we decided to check out the only working part of the Kettle Valley Railroad. There's a 10-kilometer stretch, starts in Summerland, British Columbia, runs from Prairie Valley down to Trout Creek Bridge, goes through vineyards, orchards along the way. Quite a scenic journey. Have a look. Engineer Rob and fireman Eric backed the train out of Prairie Valley Station and pulled us down to the siding by Trout Creek Bridge. Now I'm going to give you a caveat to this show. It was shot with an iPhone, a 35mm camera and a busted video camera, so little patience with some of our clips. Some of them are jerky and some are out of focus. Fortunately, the KVR's 280 steam engine, CP3716, was in much better shape than our cameras were, and it zipped out, backed up, moved around the cars, and hooked up and pushed them back onto the Trout Creek Bridge. The Okanagan Valley is an absolutely beautiful place for a train ride, and it just makes you wish that the KVR was entirely in operations. However, everyone in Summerland seemed to enjoy the section that they could ride. The Trout Creek Bridge was only recently restored and is a new addition to the Kettle Valley Steam Railway route. The train backs right up onto the bridge, and the conductors will tell you a few stories about it. At 283 feet high, it is one of the biggest structures on the entire Kettle Valley Railroad, and I guess that getting it refit was quite a feat in of itself.
When we stop, you can get up and walk around. You'll want to see both sides of the tank. 283 feet to the bottom.
The whistle echoing through the hills lets you know that you're moving off the bridge and onto the viewing area just in front of the bridge where you can take some pictures or pose with the engine. The train stops at a picturesque little spot just in front of an orchard with the bridge and the valley behind. Quite some nice shots. And the conductors will always lend a hand, getting just that perfect pose for you. But if your perfect pose is train only, you may have to move a little farther afoot. That's the signal that it's time to leave the Trout Creek Bridge and head back to Prairie Valley Station. The folks at the Kettle Valley Steam Railway were very nice and very accommodating for us. Looks like it's a good ride anytime. If you show up on the right day, you got to be careful though. Your train could get robbed. A short drive south of Summerland is Penticton, and on the North Beach there you'll find the restored Sicamous, a Canadian Pacific sternwheeler. This beauty's been restored inside and out, and there's some pretty spectacular woodwork in there. We crawled all over it, but the most important thing was down below. The engine deck of the Sicamous houses the Kettle Valley Model Railroad Club. This club models one of the most spectacular railways in the world, the Kettle Valley Railroad, of course.
I want to see running again and see if it's full.
Well, if you cycled Mirror Canyon, you'll recognize exactly where that water tank is, and there's no shortage of trussels on the layout either. They've done a great job. It's just a few bucks admission, and it's a great addition to any trip that includes trains through the Okanagan Valley. Well, our past events column this week goes to the Mid-Norfolk Preservation Trust in England. This busy little railway just ran their first double-headed steam train. They ran the first 2 steam-powered trains through their Huxton Station since British Rail ran the railways in England, and they had the honor of breaking in the King Edward II for its first 1,600 miles since its refit. And in our upcoming events section, Tinkers Park in East Sussex in the UK is holding their Rail Gala and Model Railroad show this weekend. Narrow gauge steam rides, model railroad displays, even photo run-by sessions. There's something for everyone. The Nevada Northern Railway is having their Geology train this weekend. They've got a geologist on board who will talk to you over dinner about the old copper mines in the area and the geology of the area that built them. And also at the Nevada Northern Railway on August 13th, Mark and J. Joan Bassett will be signing copies of their new book, The Nevada Northern Railway. This book looks pretty good. It's over 90% filled with photos of the railway that have not been seen before. These events and lots of others can be linked to from our Railway Weekender, which has now been updated to include the next 2 weekends' events. This episode is sponsored by Cribscape's collectible cribbage boards. These unique 3D wooden cribbage boards make excellent gifts for the train buff or aficionado in your life. You can personalize them with whatever road or railway you'd like on them, on the board, on the box, whatever you like. The newest version has a lighthouse, and you can even get a lit lighthouse option. That's www.cribscapes.com. Well, that's it for this edition of Train Talk. Thanks for watching. Bye.